real quick, if you're interested in booking private lessons with me, you can contact me through my website at breenmusiclessons.com. Link in the description and the pinned comment. All right, so here's a few ways that you can turn pentatonic boxes into 3-note per string patterns. I'm just gonna use the 5th position, the 1st, and the 2nd. So I'm in the key of D minor. Definitely helps to be higher up the neck. So if you were like playing lower in G or A on the lower half of the neck, it's probably gonna be a little too wide and your fingers probably can't get there. So you wanna think like C sharp, D, E, F sharp up here. So yeah, let's take a look. So what I wanna do is first, I'm thinking about blending 2 positions at once. So position 1 and position 2, for example. I'm gonna start 10 to 13 on the low E string, which is usually just position 1. I'm gonna use my ring finger on the 13th fret instead of typically using my pinky. So I have my pinky available to catch the 15th fret, which is now creeping into position 2. And now for the next string, I'm gonna go first finger to middle finger, 10 to 12. My pinky is free now to use the 15th fret, which is part of position 2. Same thing on the D string. On the G string, it's going to be a little closer, 10th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret. On the B string, it is now 10, 13, and 15. I want to use my pointer finger, ring finger, and pinky. Same thing on the high E string. So here is a 3-note per string pattern, which is basically position 1 and position 2 all together. One thing I want to mention is that you're hearing a lot of double notes. When you hit the 15th fret, for example, on the low E string, and then you hit the 10th fret on the A string, those are the same notes, the same pitch. Some people find this to be a limitation with this idea, but I actually don't think it's that big of a deal. If you're gonna try to do runs and play fast, it just kind of sounds like you're picking the same note twice, which a lot of people do anyway in their solos. So here's what it sounds like if you want to play through it in a legato fashion with a bunch of hammer-ons and pull-offs. And now here's an idea of blending position 5 and position 1 together. So I want to be on the 8th fret on the low E string, my middle finger on 10, and my pinky out on 13. So remember, this is position 5 and position 1. On the A string, it's 8th, 10th, and 12th frets. First finger, middle finger, pinky. On the D string, I have to go out to the 7th fret and catch the 10th fret with my ring finger and my pinky, 12th fret. Same thing on the G string. On the B string, I go back to 8th fret with my pointer finger, middle finger 10, pinky 13. And the same pattern on the high E string. Here it is all together, positions 5 and 1. And here's an example of playing through this over a D minor backing track at 100 beats per minute.